Hello everybody and welcome out to episode 96 of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I'm your host, Gizmo, joined this week by Massive Das Chris Pengelly.
Hello everyone.
And Mr. CW Lanky, Craig Warren.
Hello.
So boys, it's been another week. We don't need to hear any more Cheeseland, that's fine. And we've had the Game Awards, but before we get to the Game Awards, let's talk about what we've been buying and playing. Chris Pengelly, what have you been up to?
Right, so on Xbox, played nothing, bought nothing. Get that out of the way, shall we? And on Nintendo, I loaded up, because it had its winter update, some Fashion Dreamer.
Huge.
Game of the year.
It's not Game of the Year. But because in the update from what the trailer I seen, was that it was going to get some new, quests and stuff. There is no new quests or anything like that. It's just new butterfly costume things. And because I hadn't played it since, when I did my video and stuff like that, I had 16 costumes designed for my character and that by people online. So, yeah, so you had to go through all the animations for all that of all the costumes made and stuff like that.
Fuck these people, right? Making costumes for Pengy's character, trying to be nice.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's like if you played it, I guess, every day, but no, you don't play it for 2-3 weeks, whenever the video was. And it's like, oh no, I got to go sit through all these 16.
But bear in mind that Chris didn't even pay for this game, and he's still moaning about it.
Yeah, so
I think the answer is this, Chris. You just need to play this every day, then, don't you?
No, I'm not playing Fashion Dreamer every day.
You've played worse.
I have. Oh, have I played worse?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have played worse this year than Fashion Dreamer, so that's got that for me. And the other thing I play on Switch, and it's a digital pickup, Craig, if you want to, you want to count that, you can't really pick it up, is Highland Song, which I think I mentioned briefly last week. That came out this week anyway for the Switch. I believe it's also on PC and could be on mobile. I'm unsure on that. Pretty sure it's just Switch and PC at the moment. It's like a weird 2D platformer sort of journey, because the plot is you go from your house to a lighthouse where there's a man in there. There's no city though, so it's not a BioShock game. But it's set in Scotland, so it's like a Scottish journey, which is just very odd. And then the character, she does talk to herself and stuff like that. And there's a little bit. A game called Highland Song doesn't actually, in my opinion, have that much musical stuff. When you're walking around trying to climb hills and move on to the next hill and peaks and stuff like that, you sometimes come across a deer and then it has a musical section. Dave is dying. He's dying over.
It's not me dying. That's the girlfriend dying in the background.
Oh, she's really dying if you can hear her. She doesn't like musical deers, apparently.
She hates musical deers.
All the Scottish, by the sound of it.
All the Scottish, yeah. Musical deers and Scottish. Yeah, and I didn't come across many of these. Again, it might be the route I took to get to the lighthouse. I didn't see many of these deers, so maybe if I took a different route, I would have seen more of them and stuff. And so I would have got more of the Highland Song than I did.
Lovely.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
worry, I'm muting the recording of the coughing, but Pengles and Craig still have to listen to it, so don't be alarmed, boys.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. Lovely, Pengy. Did you play any real
How much
games?
was Silent Song, Pengy?
I think it was £11.
That's not bad, isn't it?
It was
For you,
a weird,
very good.
yeah. It had a weird price because it had one of those 10% pre-orders digitally that the Switch has, and then it made it $11.34 and had some gold coins and all that sort of
Shenanigans.
stuff. Yeah, all that sort of shenanigans and stuff like that. So that is the Switch. That's what I've played on the Switch. Then on PS5, I've started and played a little bit of Lego 2K Drive, which is the Plus game, but we all own it physical, but now I don't have to, put a disc in. I can just play the digital version now. It's on the Plus. So I haven't got to the fast cut properly because you need like 8 checkered flags, and I've got 7. I haven't and there's like a little bit of story stuff I'm playing. That much. I don't know how much of you two have played of it, but the drifting seems really weird in it to me.
I have played like maybe 40 minutes of it, and the drifting is very strange. But once you get used to it, it's very easy.
Yeah, I was like,
It's just different to
seems...
Mario Kart. I
Yeah,
think that's the honest truth.
yeah. Sort of playing a little bit of that, not a huge amount, because the main thing I've been playing on the PS5, a lot of Portal play until this weekend. Sort of thing was more Star Ocean Second Story R, which I'm literally on the last boss. So I've basically almost finished the game. I've managed to go an hour still, even though I'm on like the last boss because there be cutscenes and there's different story endings for the 8 party members and all that. So by the time you've taken out, all the cutscenes and stuff, it's mostly still an hour or something. Yeah. It's really good. It's weird. Most probably the best JRPG I played this year. Like I've played Final Fantasy 16, but it's not really a JRPG. It's more an action game. Like Xenoblade was obviously an expansion pack thing. Even though obviously Phantom Liberty is that, and it was up for Game of the Year type stuff at the Game Awards. But yeah, for actual just like proper JRPG, this is the best one I've played. Kind of put me off playing Sea of Stars though, because obviously they're both like that's obviously this is 2D HD. They're both, and that's like a 16-bit thing, but they're obviously still similar styles. I was like, oh, do I want to jump right into a Sea of Stars or not, or like soon? And that's it for me.
Yeah, quite a concise week for Chris Mangella. You can tell you've been to work this week. That's
Mm.
that's what we've learned there.
Mm.
Let's
And
get
I've
some.
just been trying, like I said, trying to, because I think before like this week or last week, I was on like 13 or 14 hour played of Star Ocean, and now I'm like 26 hours played. And I'm just like, yeah, right, I've just played that one game. Let's get it finished. Let's get it done.
Excellent stuff, Pengu. We look forward to
Mm.
your final review of
Mm.
Star Ocean. Let's do Craigie next, because obviously Craig's gonna have to talk for quite a bit in the topic of the show. So, Craigo, what have you been buying, playing, and all things in between this week?
Right, Switch, nothing.
Mm.
Xbox, nothing. Very concise week for me. Basically, just on the PlayStation 5 and just more Final Fantasy, boys. I am now 33 hours in, and I believe 74% according to the PlayStation dashboard.
Nice.
So I'm got another quarter to go.
This week
You're
sounds
almost
like we're
free,
loving
Craigo. You're almost free.
we're loving Square Enix RPGs.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
that ends
Right.
with you two.
I mean, it's a game with peaks and troughs. It really is. I did the Titan boss fight. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Mhm.
And then you do some open worldy shit, and it's really bad. Yeah, mate, I think I was building a boat for mid, and it was just like,
Nice.
no, it wasn't nice, Chris. It was bloody awful. You just like go see the blacksmith. You go to the blacksmith. He talks to you
Yeah,
about.
he's got to build you a nice weather or something.
Go to this place and pick up some things on the ground. You go to this place, you pick up some, you press X, you pick up some stuff. There's not even anything on the ground. You're just picking up nothing. Go back, talk to blacksmith. Go back to mid. Go talk. It's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And then after that, you've got to like, you go to some like tradery bit, and you've got to find some kids that are pickpocketing, and it's like go talk to the fishmonger. So you walk up to the fishmonger, you press X, you listen to the fishmonger, bang on. It's like go talk to the, I don't know, the pear salesman. You go, it's dreadful. It's fucking it's awful. But then after that, you get to then do a good bit again because you got to fight. Is it Bahamut? It's called Bahamut.
Yeah.
So you get to do an actual proper a video game level. You fight him, and that fight's awesome. And that's actually like the best bit of the whole story that I've played so far as well. Is that little like is it Sandbrook? Their little kingdom's called.
Mm-hmm.
That bit there, that's really good. I like that a lot. And now I've done that, and I'm back to some open worldy stuff, which isn't as bad as the bit I did before so far. And I've been doing all the side quests I come across as well. Because even though they're not great, Dave, I am a man of simple things, and if I see a side quest, I just do it.
I just
even
think
if I know it's not going to be very good. But actually, they have got better as the game's gone on. The ones I've been doing recently are way better than the shit show at the start.
I just think the Craig of 2022 would be spinning in his grave that you're playing some shocking RPG quote unquote game on the PlayStation 5 and neglecting your Xbox. I think that's really the sadness here, Grego. Really.
Wow, I mean, you sold me the PlayStation 5, Dave, so you've created everything you hate.
It's just
How does that make you feel?
Final Fantasy just continues to hurt me in ways I didn't know were possible. It just continues to give me such pain, Grego. Such swift pain.
Yeah, sad times.
So whereabouts are you now in 16?
So I'm about to go into Canva.
Right.
So I've done all the stuff before that. I've got to Canva, and then I was like, oh, before I go to Canva, some more side quests popped up. So I went and did the side quest. But now I've done all the side quests, so I can go do the actual video game level in Canva. Which I imagine is going to end up in a big boss fight with Odin, who I'm sure I will fucking beat the shit out of, gain his powers, kill the dick out of him, and then I'm assuming I go over to Waylude Land on Ash or whatever it's called. So that seems to be where the game's going. And I destroyed the crystal in Ash, and then I face Ultima Dude, who is the most generic bad guy since generic bad guy started to be bad, basically.
The main bad is pretty generic.
Yeah. Like most of the characters, in fairness, but that is what it is.
But I'm saying that I'm playing Star Ocean, and you only meet the bad guys in like the last 2 hours of a 26-hour game. So
Sounds like that fucking Breath of the Wild trash. Am I right, Pengles? Fuck Nintendo, right? Yeah, that's it for me.
Also, I was going to mention, obviously, playing my Switch this week, like Highland Song, I played all handheld, 100% handheld, and obviously I played more Star Ocean on the Portal handheld. So both very similar environments, watching like a kind of funny podcast or whatever on TV.
Oh, you poor man, Chris. You poor man.
So obviously using both systems as a handheld. The screen, actually still quite close, one being an OLED, one being LCD, but, one could be like top of the range LCD, bottom of the range OLED, similar like quality and screens. The Switch is so uncomfy, and the Portal's just so much comfier, being basically a big DualSense. It's quite heavy compared to. I feel it's heavier than the Switch, but it's just so much comfier and better.
Do you have the Split Pad Pros as well?
I do, but I've got the white things plugged in because obviously charging the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm using the actual, what are they called?
Joy-Cons, yeah.
Joy-Cons is
using just using the Joy-Cons for like a 2.5 hour game and stuff like that. It's like, this is like really uncomfy, and the Portal is just miles better. Who would have thought shaping a system like a controller would be like good? But it is, so there you go.
You, Dave, what have you been playing?
Oh, well, what have I been doing? So I've done a lot, boys, because I'm an animal nowadays. I'm the last one of us just keeping video gaming alive. So let's start with PC. I have bought one game on PC.
Is it Football Manager,
Of
Dave?
course it's Football Manager. Found it for £25. Great stuff. Only played it today. Played about an hour. I'm Leeds. Doing what I can. Great stuff. Taunton still don't have a right back on that game, just to let you know. And Nick McCutey has a picture now, and he has more beard than head, if I'm honest.
Good.
But yes, that's Football Manager. That's the PC. On the PlayStation 5, I have played more Baldur's Gate 3, which we're going to talk about later. I'm about 6 hours in now, and I am starting to get it. I really am starting to enjoy it. Sorry, my girlfriend's trying to distract me with her randomness. Baldur's Gate is really, really good. The story is amazing. There's all the Witcher stuff, apart from the combat, is the best way to describe it. So the side quests are plentiful and feel like real quests. The characters are all well written. Everyone's different. Like, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, this is just a high quality video game. The combat's pretty fine. It reminds me of Dragon Age Origins and games like that, but a little bit more straightforward. I think it's like almost an idiot's first turn-based sort of critical RPG as opposed to like a, I don't know, like a Persona or something like that. It's not like that at all. It's much more like a kind of hybrid between XCOM and stuff like that. And I think it's very good, to be honest with you. So that's the PlayStation. It has obviously just come to Xbox, as we will talk about later, but I would recommend it. I think it really does feel like the Witcher equivalent of that type of game. So I really think someone like Craig, if he's ever going to enjoy that type of game, it will be this game, to be honest with you. Very good. Very, very good.
Sounds like PC trash to me, Dave.
It's not. It's kind of the way I explain it is the previous games, like the Divinity, feels like Witcher 2 did on 360, where it's just a PC game that's been put on console. Whereas this feels like The Witcher 3 feels like a console game. Like the console controls are perfect. The like weapon wheel stuff works perfectly. The spells work fine. Like it just feels like a standard ass console game. Doesn't feel like it's been forced on there at all, to be honest with you.
I know good. I haven't played a huge amount, but like I had the camera like pretty much nearly right behind my character. And it was like playing like a third person Western RPG until I got into combat, and it's like, oh, it's just some, a bit of turn-based combat, mainly using bow and arrow because playing the ranger class, and it's like cool, and then carry on with my questing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's one of those, if you're, because of the whole like critical rolling system, like you can avoid most combat encounters anyway, and if you've built up your character in the correct way, if that makes sense. So yeah, very good game. Really, really do recommend it to people. It's actually hilariously well priced for what it is as well. I think it's £57 to download.
Yeah.
They've just added an epilogue, which is an extra about 6 hours of content as well. I think they've just added 2 new difficulties as well. Like it's just constant free content.
Which just like the super duper hard one's got a new trophy.
It does, and it has. Unfortunately, that achievement is included in the completion, but the trophy is not included in the platinum. But that's the nature of a game coming out later, right?
Yeah.
So that's PlayStation. On Xbox, I am the furthest I've ever been into GTA 5. Which I'm playing.
Hell yeah.
I've just that 2 missions?
No, not much more. It's about 12 missions. Playing the Series X version that is on Game Pass, which has performance ray tracing as an option. So that's what I'm doing. So it's a beautiful 60 frames with some ray tracing. Looks absolutely stunning and is great. Who knew? So I really want to get that finished. Just because it's been 10 years now, I really should have just finished it. And the story's good. Want to see how that ends. And yeah, that game's good. That was a really insightful way for me to talk about games, wasn't it? And then on
GTA's good. Who would have thought it?
Right, it's like, what do you even say? Like, yeah, the story's good. The combat's fine. It's aged quite well, to be perfectly honest with you, for a 10-year-old game.
It's funny as fuck as well. It's a genuinely
really funny game. Really
hilarious
satirical
game.
And it's just a great time to be had. And on Nintendo, we have played quite a lot of games this week. So I've played some more F-Zero 99 because that game kills some time whenever I get a minute, and it's still good. You bitches need to get good and get on it. Lots of Splatoon 3. I think my girlfriend's played more than me, but we have played a lot of Splatoon 3.
Who's better?
I mean, depends what you define as better, Craig, really. She's better. She's probably better at getting a score, but I'm better at the game.
But it's all about inking the turf, isn't it?
It's true. Like, she gets her point. She's leveling up quickly. She's having a good time. She's having a great time. So, but yeah, a little bit of Mario Kart here and there as well. What else have we been playing on Switch? I feel like I'm going to get to either Mario RPG or Pikmin 4 this week because I've got a week off, and I want to get as many of the games from this year done as I can, so we can obviously talk about them on the end of year Game of the Year show that we're going to do in January. But yeah, lots of good stuff to be played on all of the platforms, to be honest, boys. I think weirdly the least played is probably Xbox, but they've all been loved fairly equally because I'm not like you guys. I'm not fickle.
Apart from the Mac.
The Mac's had Football Manager, Pengy. If anything, that's going to get the most love.
Also, you could play the new Sonic game, couldn't you, now?
I could play this. Should
which
I wish?
Which is apparently really good. Which is very annoying.
I can't wait for you to buy an iPad, Pengy, just to play a Sonic game, because you do owe them after you killed the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I'm not buying
which we will talk about later, don't you worry. It will come up. It is relevant to our conversation later. So, with that perfect segue, let's move on, or a Craigway, as I'm now calling it, let's move on to the Game Awards shenanigans. Craig, have you got your list?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about GTA 6 first quickly? That was
Have we
bloody-
not talked
That
about
was
GTA
bloody
6?
good.
No.
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 That was only like Tuesday, wasn't it?
God,
Yeah,
what a
yeah.
week.
I know. What a week.
Alright, Krieger, let's talk GTA 6 as I've been
So
playing
it
GTA 5.
leaked. It leaked, didn't it, boys? That was a thing. It was meant to happen the day after, and then someone posted it, and Rockstar just went full on big balls and just like, fuck it, we'll just put it up now, guys. And I thought I'd been trolled because I put it straight on our group before I'd even watched it, and I was like, hang on, is this a fake Twitter account or something? What's going on here? And I went on the YouTube and it wasn't, and then the actual trailer is there, and the trailer's brilliant, boys. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah.
It nails the vibes, doesn't it? It fucking nails the vibes. The song is brilliant. I've listened to that song about 16 million times, I think, since Tuesday.
Everyone loves it.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
Spotify has already done the Wrapped Year thing, innit? Because it'd be probably my top song now if they hadn't done it already. But yeah, it looks really good. The whole Bonnie and Clyde like situation with your female protagonist seems really cool. Yeah, the game looks great. I thought.
And that trailer has 138 million views in 5 days. So, if anyone was doubting how big that game was going to be, I would doubt no longer. I'm excited. I wish it was next year, don't get me wrong. But
I know, that is the only bummer, isn't it? It's like,
take
but
as
then
long as they
let
want.
them cook.
Yeah, as long as they want. We all know that it's going to be. It's
It
been
does
done
seem
to
quite odd
coincide
that-
with other consoles, haven't they? That's what we know. We all know it's going to be the PS5 Pro and the Series XX, or whatever the hell they're going to call it.
Yeah, it just seems weird for Rockstar to go so early, though. Like, they feel like one of those companies that, like, announce a game is going to be out in 3 months' time. You know, a bit like, was it Fallout 4 or something for Bethesda a few years ago now? Like, announce it and it comes out in a few months' time for it to be, like, a year off now, or even longer than that seems a little bit odd for them. But I guess it's now next time they post something or trailer, it's going to be
Huge, yeah.
even more huge news.
The fact they just call it trailer number 1 as well is quite funny.
Yeah, I think they know.
Yeah.
I think they knew they needed to get it out so they could start the build. Because GTA 5 is so big that I think they just want as many people to get hyped for this as possible. And it'll be
You'd imagine
every
it's
time
just
it's a
like
trailer,
pretty
it'll be
much
this one.
done as well, right? And they're just kind of polishing it at this point.
Or they're wanting to launch online too with it.
Yeah.
Which is what I think is the most likely outcome.
Did this get a skeptic like you, Pengles, interested, or not really?
Not hugely. Like, it looks like GTA, like graphically it looks really good and stuff, like impressive, and like taking the pics out of like Florida and stuff like that, all sort of thing. But until it comes out or whatever, and then it's going to come out in 2025. These consoles will be 5 years old. I might as well wait for the PS6 version, haven't I?
There you go.
Chris Pengay.
Yeah.
Chris Pengay.
So let's talk about the Game Awards. There we go.
Yes.
Dave, you also missed. We also had a Day of the Dev and a wholesome showcase and a
Back to
VR
the Awards then,
showcase.
Dave. Okay. So, are we going to start? Do you want to start with predictions? I'll quickly run through that,
why
and then
not?
we'll go through.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Right. So the hilarity, some of the ones that none of us got right, I haven't written down, so we're gonna have to try and remember who won. Because I can't remember. Most anticipated. I'm doing it in the order as well that we predicted, not that they did it on the show, because fuck that. Most anticipated, we all got right. It was Final Fantasy. Who would have thought that, right, boys?
Who knew?
That was a point for us. Best adaptation was Last of Us, which we all got right as well.
Again, who knew?
Yeah. Obviously, we had to get Matey Boy up on stage as well, because why wouldn't we?
You have to get Neil up on stage, aren't you? You know.
Yeah, he's part of the Circle Jerk crew, isn't he? Best multiplayer, boys, was Baldur's Gate 3, somehow, for some reason, which me and Pengy got right, but Dave, you got wrong, unfortunately.
Wow. Who knew?
You went for Diablo. Silly boy. Best sports / racing, we all went for Forza. Forza obviously won. Best sim / strategy, me and Dave went for Pikmin 4. Chris Pengelly, for some reason, went for Company of Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what happened there, Chris, if you had a stroke or something, but that cost you a point.
My logic was the Nintendo games were going to split. Nintendo journalists were going to split their choices between Nintendo games. It had to be one of the PC games.
It's
That was
okay,
my
Chris, because
logic.
you redeemed yourself in the next one for best family. Because Mario Wonder won, boys, and we all predicted that because it was always going to win, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Disney
Talking of
Illusion Island was robbed.
talking of strokes, though, best fighting Street Fighter won. Dave, for some reason, went Mortal Kombat.
I don't know. You got
Yeah.
to just feel it out, ain't you?
Yeah. Shock horror Baldur's Gate 3 won best RPG, and we all got that right.
Yes.
Best action / adventure, not to be just confused with best action, was won by Zelda, which I think that was the only award it won, right?
Yes. It was the only one it won. And that's
Which-
still that's one too many as
And
well.
it's one more than Spider-Man.
Yes. And there's one more than Chris Pingelli thought it deserved, because Chris Pingelli went for Alan Wake 2.
Idiot.
So that cost him
Alan
a
Wake
point.
2 won like 4 awards, I think, on the night. So
Is it an adventure game though? Really?
I don't know.
There we go.
But to best action without the / adventure, I got that wrong. I went Hi-Fi Rush. It was the Met game. I forgot what it's called.
Armored
Core.
Core.
Yeah, that's what won that.
Yeah,
That got YouTube
I said that from Software. You know, everyone loves From Software, don't they?
It's the only thing I think
Apparently
it was
so.
nominated for. So it was obviously going to win.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is the first one that we all got wrong. And shockingly, it's the best VR one. Shows how little we know of VR, hey boys.
I think care is the word you were looking for then, Craig. But
Yeah. Isn't it Resident Evil? Did Resident Evil win this?
yes.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that. I actually laughed out loud when I saw it. I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. It
It's
even a
probably
new
the best
It was
game,
just
right?
a mode. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That no one played, but there we go.
Yeah, people were still simping over Lady Dimitrescu, basically.
Hell
That
yeah.
voice actress is in Baldur's Gate, Pinky.
Yeah, she plays some devil demon thing, doesn't she? I
Exactly.
think.
Exactly.
Best debut indie, we all got right with Cocoon. Best independent indie, though, only Dave got right with Sea of Stars.
Because I'm
Good
the only
shout from
person
Dave there.
that understands indie games.
It was weird that we got best debut indie on stage, but not best indie. So I swear they did that last year as well. It's very
They
odd.
weren't. It's
Yeah.
not a debut, is it? Because they did the Messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Best
Steve.
community support. Baldur's Gate 3 won, which you two got right and I didn't. Best ongoing was Cyberpunk, though, which I was the only one who got right. Chris Spaghetti went for Fortnite. What a time to be alive
Well,
there.
Fortnite's going to win next year, isn't it? Though, with all
With
the
Rocket
new
Racing and Lego and
Rocket Racing,
even
Lego,
I was
and
like, even I've downloaded that on Switch. I saw someone play
Love
the Lego,
that.
and I was like, that looks fun. And then I saw someone do the racing Mario Kart thing. I was like, that also looks fun. I was like, oh, I better download that. Then.
and and the Guitar Hero thing's now out as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So to pause you on that, Craigo.
Yep.
The mad lads at Fortnite, because they bought the people that make Rock Band. You can now use your Rock Band controllers from the old consoles in the old days on Fortnite to play what is essentially Rock Band, but in Fortnite, where you do like little
I was
festivals.
hoping you were going to say to play Fortnite so I can shoot bitches.
Well,
with
you
my
can do
guitar,
that as
but-
well. You can play, as I'm sure the internet has told you, Craig. You can play anything with the goddamn Guitar Hero controller. But yeah, they've weirdly brought back Rock Band, but inside Fortnite because money. Love it. But yeah, carry on.
Games for Impact, boys. We all got this wrong. I mean, we're all sheep. We all went for Space for the Unbound and didn't Chia, something like that. Chia, didn't that win it?
Yes.
I don't know what impact that had, but obviously it had some good impact.
It's
Right,
about
boys?
the environment and stuff like that, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Innovation in accessibility. I got right with Forza. One of the few we all went different actually. Best performance, we all got wrong. We all went for Ben Starr. And
Yeah, I should have gone for Neil because I remember saying at the Golden Joysticks they have two. They have best voice actor and best like supporting, and Neil won best supporting and Ben won best main actor. And I thought, oh, it's Baldur's Gate, but then he's only a side character. Not everyone would have had him and stuff like that. Let's go to Ben Starr.
It's also my
Yeah.
least favourite character from Act 1, Astarion.
Really?
He's like a
Right.
weird, like, vampire dude that's kind of all
Dave
like,
doesn't like vampires.
well, he's a bit all weird and constantly snidey and sexual, and I'm like, you don't really want that. I'll go
Which,
for the... If I'm going to have another dude in this party, I'll have the quippy wizard dude that's just making jokes the whole time.
see, what you said is he's all sexual and stuff like that, and everyone loves that about Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
everyone's a bit weird. It is, yeah, a bit weird. If you're gonna be sexual, have Shadowheart, because emo girls, Craigo.
Hell yeah. Best audio design, Hi-Fi Rush 1, which me and Dave got a point for. Chris went for Alan Wake again. Chris went for Alan Wake for a lot of stuff.
Yes.
A lot of stuff.
Considering he didn't like it, it was quite interesting.
But
Yes.
it won. It did win a lot of.
It did
stuff
win a
for
lot
this.
of stuff, so
Yeah.
he's done well actually with it. Best score of music, we all got wrong. We all went for Hi-Fi Rush, which is what you'd think would win, but didn't Final Fantasy win instead? Is that
Yes,
right?
Final Fantasy 1. Yes.
Somehow Final Fantasy got an award.
It does have. I do like the main tune in it, but that's the only song that I can think of from the game.
I'm trying to think of its name. What's it called?
Must be great if you can't think of it, Pengy.
But yeah, it's no one-winged angel, is it? But you know.
No, but best art direction, we all went different on, and Chris went for Alan Wake 2 again, and it got him a point again, Dave. So the strategy worked. Although it didn't work here because best narrative, I'm pretty sure it won, right?
Yeah.
And Chris didn't go for it for that one. We all went for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
So
Dave taught me out of Alan Wake, if you remember.
Fucking Dave, you prick.
Right? It's because he looks up to me, Grego. That's what it is.
It is. Best
you're
game
taller than me.
design, though, Alan Wake 2 won, and we all went for Alan Wake 2. So we all copied Penguins there. And then game of the year, Chris went for Baldur's Gate 3. Me and Dave are absolute morons and went for Zelda. Chris is right. Obviously, that game sucks, so it's never going to win game of the year.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 won.
Did you miss best direction? Was that best design?
No, best game direction. Maybe I might have said best design, but yeah, that was Alan Wake 2, obviously.
Yeah,
And I think we spent more time on those awards than Jeff did. So
yes, and then we did the yes and no's of what would be shown and not shown. Wolverine wasn't shown, boys.
So how did I do on predictions?
Oh,
of
I
the
don't
actual
know.
awards?
Didn't break them down individually. I'm not counting them individually now, Chris. Wolverine wasn't shown, and we all said no, so that's good. Last of Us Factions RIP wasn't shown, and we all said no. Metroid Prime 4 wasn't shown, and we all said no. This is where it all starts to go a little bit wrong for Chris Pengelly here. Hellblade 2 was shown, and Chris was the only one to go for no. So that fucked Chris over there.
I don't know why I said no, because it's always shown.
Because you went for your logic was you thought Avowed to be shown instead.
I'm pretty sure they said they were going to show it as well. I'm pretty sure that there was like, oh yeah, we're going to show it. We got a new trailer, full Game Awards.
Possibly.
Okay.
But Chris went for Avowed, and that cost him a point as well because that wasn't shown. Perfect Dark wasn't shown, and we all went for no there. The one that we all got wrong, Death Stranding 2, boys, we all said yes, and that obviously wasn't there.
Right. He went all Xbox instead.
Exactly. He's betraying Chris like everyone always does. Hollow Knight Silk Song, though, Chris, that cost you a point as well. You said yes, me and Dave both went for no.
Where is that game? Is that game even actually real at this point?
Does it exist? Phil Spencer lied to you. 6 months. Was it 6 months?
Yeah, it's going to be out in the next
16 months ago.
Did he say which 6 months though? That's the question.
All these games are going to be out in the next between now and the next
in the heat death of the universe, it will come out.
Yes, that's all right. Because one of us will take it very early on Fantasy next year again. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Me and Chris said yes. Dave went no, and it wasn't shown. So that's a point for Dave. Kingdom
they
Hearts
had a teaser
4.
a little bit before it. So it was after we did our predictions. They posted the teaser, didn't they? Yeah. And they're going to show more at like summer in like Summer Game Fest or whatever. So.
Okay. So it still does exist, which is good. Kingdom Hearts, we didn't know it was across the board, and that obviously wasn't shown. The one which I love, I put Monster Hunter in this just for Chris Pengelly, and he said no, and it was shown. That is just brilliant. Nothing makes me happier. And I put that in there just for him, and we all went no, so we all got that right. And then the one that we had at the end was GTA 6, which obviously wasn't shown, so we all got a point there because we all said no. So the scores on the doors were Chris Pengelly on 19 points. Like I said, you did pretty well, Chris, on the awards. But
awards. I was going to say nearly all those points, I think, were from the awards.
You ate all the shit when it comes to predicting what would be shown and not shown. And then me and Dave were tied first on 23 points.
There we go. And obviously, we still need to battle it out to the death on the versus challenge mode anyway. So
yes,
it'll probably be a winner takes all, which you will win because it's going to be golf.
Yes.
But yeah, not too bad. So let's get to what everyone tuned in for. in the Game Awards, which was the game announcements, because no one actually cares about the Game Awards because they're all trashy, made by hackers.
Including
Anyway.
Jeff Keighley,
Especially
so.
Jeff Keighley.
Yes.
So, Craig, without further ado, go through your list.
So this is from True Achievements, and this is in order as well, which is nice, I think. And it does. Me and Chris have already looked, and it does include stuff which is not Xbox, which
what a great editorial they are over at EA.
What a great website, isn't it? Fantastic.
And it's in order, isn't it? It hasn't got the pre-show stuff on it, has it?
Yeah, it's got some pre-show stuff.
Oh, nice, because I was thinking what the first game you said was on the list earlier. So
yeah, so it's the first thing they shipped was Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons remake, which is not something I thought I needed in 2024, but it looked really good. I thought, boys.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be consistent with our criticisms. So this is a remake / remaster of a game that's already received a remaster. So it's now come out on because it was a 360 game, and then it came out as a remaster on Xbox One.
That's how I played it on Xbox One.
And now it's come out on the Xbox Series X. Just doesn't. It's an indie game. I just don't see the point. Just play the old one. It surely is not going to be that different.
But this one looks sparkly and pretty.
Yeah, but you know,
also,
it's just part of the problem, aren't we? That's the problem, Craig.
Also, I think the thing is now people know who Joseph Fares is and stuff from like winning last year, so people want to go back and play his older games, and then people are like, I don't want to play a 360 game, hence we get a remake.
Yeah, but it's on PS4 and Xbox One, which means it's on the consoles already. I just don't like it. Just make a new game.
The good thing though about this is I'm pretty sure I played it on 360. I'm pretty sure it's very short.
It's a very easy completion.
And it's co-op, and it's an easy completion, and it will come to EA Play.
Is EA actually publishing it though?
Ooh, I didn't think about it. I assumed it
weirdly,
was.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it's EA.
Oh, okay. That's annoying.
And they didn't publish the original one, so I imagine it's.
Oh.
Was it maybe 5? Am I dreaming? And I think it could be 505.
It's 505. Yeah, they're publishing it. Yeah.
There we go.
Well, I was going to say it'd be on EA Play, and it could be a stream, but
you're gonna have to pay.
You can't have nice things. Can't have nice things.
You have to play or hope it's on a service.
Just replay it on a game you already own.
Yes. Next up was the next game from the guy that made Inscription, which was Pony Island 2 Panda Circus. This looked fucking weird, didn't it?
All these games look weird, so there we go.
Yeah.
I've never played any of them, to be honest.
No. One from Netflix next was Rise of the Golden Idol, which was a detective visual novel sort of thing.
I must have fallen asleep, and I watched this at like 9 o'clock in the morning because I didn't see this at all.
Yeah, it was from Netflix. Yeah, not one for any of us, I don't think. One which did look quite good was Usual June.
Yeah.
Which was like a indie-looking action sort of game. Quite a cool art style, right?
Yeah, I just really hope it, like, she was going into like, all it's like caves or dungeons to not like roguelike dungeon things.
God,
I really hope it's not that.
It's not coming till 2025 apparently, so Chris.
Okay.
One that I have absolutely no idea what this is. Apparently this is only on PlayStation 5 though, and PC. Ark Knights Endfield.
Right, so what this is, you're getting all
RPG, isn't it? Yeah.
All these mobile games like Honkai, Genshin, Zenless Zero, and that I got ported to PlayStation, and they make all the money and stuff like that. This is basically that. I believe.
Okay. No, so no one cares about that.
It won't make as much money as the Genshin and stuff like that. It's more of a Tower of Fantasy level, but yeah.
Next, they had the Harmonian the musical. This was the musical with the sign language, right?
Yeah, this looked quite good.
Yeah, I think this was Game Pass as well, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite cool, right? If you can't hear very well, you can still play a musical game. That's quite cool, right?
Game Pass is the best.
Yes. One which looked really good, but none of us is going to play. Windblown. Which was from the makers of Dead Cells. This was a really good trailer, wasn't it? And then you realise what it was, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a roguelike.
Yeah, it does look good. It does look good.
It does. And then we had Thrasher, which is from the people who made, is it Thumper it's called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never played that. Either of you played Thumper?
I played a bit in...
I played a bit in VR.
Is it any good?
It's good in VR because it's like obviously all the crazy stuff happening around you and stuff like that. But yeah,
It looked like when they were showing this, I thought this like a VR game, but then it didn't mention VR. I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's a bit odd.
It was fun enough on Stadia, but God rest it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you want to play Thrasher now, Dave, to follow it up, then you've got.
Unfortunately, Stadia's dead, Grego, so I can't.
Just think of though.
Is that what we said, Dave?
Yeah.
Is it?
Dave, think about it. Stadia could have had the Game of the Year as an exclusive if it didn't die.
It literally did come out on Stadia. That's the
Yeah, I know.
mental thing.
Yeah.
Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3 did indeed come out on Stadia.
Yeah,
still
it was a
didn't
Stadia
live.
exclusive
It was.
as well at the time. So if it lived, it could have had Game of the Year.
We move on.
Yeah. And then I believe finishing off the pre-show was the little Atlas section, which was Persona 3 Reload, which is Mirror News next year,
And coming to Game Pass.
February, and Game Pass. And then they showed the one with the silly name that I've forgotten again,
Metaphor Fantasio.
which just looks like Persona, but like, is it medieval fantasy? Is that what I was
Yeah,
getting?
so-
Yeah, definitely. That's a absolutely gonna play from Dave.
Mm-hmm. That's,
And that's-
late.
That's
2024,
not Game Pass, though, is it? That's coming to
No.
everything.
No,
It's
but
coming to
it
everything.
is coming to Xbox, which is good. Which
Yeah,
seems to be
yeah.
there's a few more that are announced later on that previously hadn't come to Xbox that are now coming. So
No, neither of these are coming to Switch, so it's not coming to everything.
well, not
Sad
currently.
times.
I think
Switch 2 maybe.
Yeah,
Who
I think
knows?
Nintendo's logo was left off a few things for various reasons. I feel like games like that will come
Yeah,
to-
because I could see both of these being on a Nintendo system.
There's not a lot of reason
Yeah.
to put it on an Xbox platform
No.
if you're not then also going to do Nintendo. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to
Yeah,
miss out
especially
on
in
Nintendo.
Japan. I was just thinking even
Yeah.
Japanese audience and stuff like that. But yeah,
And then I think we're on to the main show now, boys.
Woohoo!
Which, according to this, started with Matthew McConaughey,
It did.
It
all
did.
right, all right.
which was that's pretty cool, right? Get Matthew McConaughey on stage.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, isn't he? Doesn't look. I had a look. He's like 55 or something like that as well. Doesn't look 55.
He's
Does he?
a good-looking man.
He is
From
He
Austin, Texas.
is. And he announced the debut trailer for a game which he is voice acting in.
I don't
called
think we saw
Exodus.
his call. His character though.
It's very odd. I don't think I heard him at all in the trailer.
No.
But it's like from like BioWare devs, is it?
Yeah, it's from
yes.
Mass Effect. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So it's I'm guessing it's going to be like a space RPG, which could be cool, right,
It
boys?
is absolutely on my radar.
Yeah, I thought it looked
And,
pretty good.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I think, unfortunately, it looks like a lot of games, which is
Yes.
sad. But yeah, it has potential to not be awful, which is kind of all you can wish for nowadays, right?
Did it get any sort of date? Don't think it
No,
did.
I feel like this is one of the classic Jeff Keighley announcements where it's like a team that's just started.
He wanted to get
it's like their
Matthew
first
McConaughey
game.
there, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that's the start of the press on it. But
Yeah.
I think it's another game that could be a PlayStation 5 Pro next, Xbox Next type of soft launch game.
Yeah, I feel like we don't see this for like quite a while.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, the cat is trying to climb all over the laptop. He's being
He does that.
a right little
Mr.
fluffball. Whilst he's doing that, Chris, talk to me about God of War 2 Ragnarok Valhalla DLC.
Oh yeah, so we're getting DLC, which is coming out on the 12th of December, so mere days away from recording. But it's a roguelike mode. But
It's a
it is
shame, isn't
free.
it?
But it
Yeah.
is free, so I'm
That's saying.
So
I do feel like perhaps we need to give this roguelite / roguelike. I don't really know the difference, to be honest with you.
I can't remember what the difference.
I think
is,
we
like,
probably, as a group of gamers, maybe need to give it a go, because there's like every game seems to be getting a mode. I think even Hi-Fi Rush has a mode like that now as well.
Yeah.
But
Don't encourage him, Dave. Don't encourage him.
I just think it's worth trying. It's like because I've been looking at Returnal for similar things. I'm like, but yeah.
It's
it's-
always bangs on about Returnal. That's very good. And it's
Yeah.
the best use of the controller, apparently, as well.
Yeah, again, it's got a co-op mode now, so there's no reason for you not to play it, Craig.
You say that, but you die once, and then everything restarts.
You're
and you'd be
assuming
like,
that me and Craig will die,
okay,
which is
so
a wrong
David
assumption.
Dave will die once. Craig will have to try to continue on by
You'll just
himself
pick
for
me
a
back
bit.
up.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's not
No
going to
faith
go
in
wrong.
Crigo. No
If I
faith.
can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but still, free mode is good. Maybe there'd be new trophies and stuff as well, which would be good. But I still have my broken trophy, so sort it out, Corey.
That has been installed on my PS5 since I bought it, the second PS5, and I have not loaded it up yet. So, the backlog.
Yes, I should really try and play that next year. Really,
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the first one. So, and hopefully they do more DLC with a proper expansion as well, because that'd be cool, right? Next up was Big Walk. I was going to say The Big Walk, but it's not got a there. It is just Big Walk. This is the Australian survival co-op looking game, right? Looks a bit
Was this
strange.
the House one?
I'll be honest. Is it the one with the beady eyes? Is what?
Yes, Dave's nailed it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, from the Untitled Goose Game people.
Apparently they showed that last year.
Yes.
Which is
Yes, it
I
is.
didn't know that, but Chloe assures me she saw it last year, so
Weird.
I'm trusting her.
I trust you, Chloe.
It looked weird. That's all I really got to say on it.
Yeah. Then we got another trailer for the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which again looks amazing. That's coming very soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Which might be where I break and get Ubisoft Plus, boys. For
I
a
think
month,
it could be
because-
time.
Yeah, 'cause that doesn't look very good. One we'd already touched on, but Lego Fortnite's a thing, and it's just Minecraft Lego in Fortnite, right?
Just ready to print that money.
Yes, that is going to print money, isn't it? Christ, that's gonna be
And
that's
all
gonna be a
your
big thing.
skins that you have a Lego thing, so it's
That's pretty cool. We then got a live performance, boys. And it was the Hellblade 2 live performance, which was actually pretty cool. They had like fucking fire dancer people on stage. They're all in cool costumes. They had a big drum guy. Then they showed a pretty awesome trailer. And they showed all this, and you were like, this is the date. They've got to announce the date now, and they just said 2024. But it did look good, I thought. I thought this was much, much, much better than the last trailer they showed at the Xbox show, because the last one was pretty vague. It's just actually a little bit of combat, it looked like. Game looks beautiful. And I'm sure at least me and maybe Chris be all over this day one. Probably too scary for Dave, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Hellblade 1 a second go.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
I really want
it's
to get the
XNS,
completion of that.
enabled now. So
Yeah, you really should, because I remember originally it was a PlayStation Time exclusive, and I bought it day one digitally. I have it digitally on my PSN and stuff, because obviously it's from Ninja Theory, and I really like DMC and Enslaved and stuff like that. Did not get on with it at all, and then I played it on when it must have came to Game Pass, and I really liked it the second time I played it. So yeah.
So that's one to look forward to when it eventually comes out, but we don't know when that is because they can't just tell us, can they?
Yeah.
Next up was I think we got some little Asian woman on the stage who worked on The Evil Within and Ghostwire, and she announced her game, which is called Ken Mori.
Yeah.
And it looked like Ghostwire, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say just like Ghostwire Tokyo, but
Slightly more colourful, I guess.
Hopefully a bit better as well, because that game was pretty meh.
But you both finished it, didn't you?
No,
Yes.
I got like 9 hours into it. Remember,
you
I
played
played
it on Steam Deck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Steam Deck. Pengush is Steam. Pengush is back. Steam Deck OLED boy. It's Steam Deck.
So I do have my save, and so I could go back to
so
it
2024 is the year of the OLED Steam Deck. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think my laptop would be able to run it. Who knows? I could try it. It could be.
Can you not cross save to your Xbox? Oh no, because it's not. It's a Steam account, is it? Not sad times.
Yeah.
Sad times. But next, boys, and this is probably one of the highlights of the show. Moon showed their next game, which was No Rest for the Wicked.
This looked really good.
It did. It looked obviously a lot different as well from like a 2D Metroidvania. It's like was it like an isometric kind of?
It's an
hack and slash?
ARPG.
Ooh, okay.
Is what the term? It's basically a Diablo clone.
Yeah, but it looked beautiful as well from what they showed. I did get a bit confused though, because they basically announced that they were doing more announcements. Is it in March?
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought that was the date. I was like, oh, it's coming that soon, surely not. And then Jeff Keighley was like, oh no, that's the next set of announcements they're doing for the game.
It could technically be coming out that soon because it goes into early access on PC in Q1 2024 and March is in Q1.
Ooh, okay.
So it'll be on PC though, and then console will come when 1.0 is
What
out.
about Mac, Pengy?
Yeah, if I guess it'd be on Mac. I guess it's on Steam, and if it's a Mac, got the little Mac logo, I guess, on the Steam page, you'd be all good.
Well, the only critique I have about it is that they missed a wonderful opportunity to have the Borderlands 1 intro song, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, for this trailer. Other than that, it looked good.
Yes. Yes. We had a little segment with Gonzo, but then...
Oh, sorry, Craig. Put some respect on his name. That is the Great Gonzo.
A Great Gonzo,
Not
sorry.
Gonzo from the Muppets. Disgraceful.
Gonzo.
Disgraceful.
We then, though, had probably Dave's best bit of the show. That was Sega time.
Oh my god, was it Sega time?
This was very odd, right? This is just a bizarre minute and a half of all of our lives, I felt.
I mean, it's bizarre because they just threw out a trailer of what was absolutely like alpha footage of 5 Sega games. And we're just like, hey.
And they all look so good, though.
They were like, hey, we're doing Sega Ages again, and we're going to do loads of these. So fucking buy them, bitches. And I was like, okay. Well, Jet Set Radio is an incredible game. So that'll get more.
That already leaked quite a few.
Yeah, so that'll get more.
Well, a few years ago, so that might be the furthest along, I would guess, out of these 5.
You think Crazy Taxi? Hell yeah.
Well, there's more than 5 as well.
Yeah, 5 and more.
Yeah, they said they got more planned, and they've talked a bit about Virtua Fighter as well since. So,
I mean, I want Jet Set Radio, right? I'll buy them all because I'm unlike Chris. I will not let Sega die again.
You're not going to buy Shinobi, are you?
Shinobi looked amazing.
It did look good.
Yeah, really good.
It did, but he's not going to buy Shinobi.
I've beaten all of the Shinobi games apart from the one that came on PS2. Pengy. Don't me, you loser. All I want is goddamn Skies of Arcadia. Give me Skies of Arcadia HD, and then give me Skies of Arcadia Revenge of the Sky, or whatever the fuck the sequel would be called. And then put it on Switch, and/or Switch 2, and/or Steam Deck, and then we can all have a great time.
Also, I think from the trailer, when they showed Streets of Rage, they were using the model of Axel from Streets of Rage 4, weren't they? I believe.
Yeah, I imagine that the studio that made that game was probably like, hey, can we? And Sega are now just going, yeah, why not?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to be Streets of Rage 5 or something.
I'm looking forward to Golden Axe. But yeah, we need a pledge
Golden
from
Axe
you.
looked great. Golden Axe looked very God of War-like from the trailer we had.
Let's get a pledge out of you that you're not going to let Sega die this time. We need a pledge that you're going to buy and finish 60%. At least 60%. I'm a fair man.
That's
good.
4, isn't it? That's 4 of these.
So there's
I don't know if I or 4.
What, Chris?
How can you own 6,000?
I have no
Dreamcast
affinity
games?
with Sega, and even I'm fucking here for this shit. Like, what is wrong with you, Chris?
Literally.
What did the Dreamcast do to you?
Yeah, right. You don't even.
But there was, remember, also rumours that they were looking at like the Fortnite model for some things. So,
making the Ultra game, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, but it's like Crazy Taxi. I can think like you buy the game, and there's the crazy paths, and this is how you unlock new taxis and skins for your characters and stuff like that. All that sort of bollocks. So
I can't
until we
how
see
little faith you have, Chris Fingilly.
until we see the games, I'm sticking to Atlas.
Wow. I think my only concern for this is that I hope they're not just like throwing as much shit at the wall and seeing what still sticks in 2024. I hope it's not like quantity over quality. I hope they're kind of giving these like a good chance and a bit of a budget to have a go.
Just let Jet Set be good.
They all just look fun, right? Just like a fun time. And the way they did it, the way they revealed it was great.
Absolutely.
You say that, Craig, but what if they're all $70 or £70 and that individually? Then you're like, nah.
Sega and Xbox tend to just put the stuff on Game Pass, don't they now? So
It's true.
So maybe some of this will be on Game Pass. I could see that being a thing.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a Dragon Ball game. Does anyone care about Dragon Ball?
Not really, but this just looked quite good for a Dragon Ball game. But
It's a return to Tenkaichi, Budokai Tenkaichi, which I think is the one that everyone likes. But again, it looks. I own Kakarot. It doesn't look any different to that. So.
Yeah, I swear they always seem to be Dragon Ball games coming up, and they all look the same, don't they? Right. Next was the casting of Frank Stone, which was the Dead for Daylight Supermassive game, right?
Yep.
Which seems like quite a cool idea. I might be there for this, Although I do need to go back and play The Quarry as well, because that looked good.
And you could play
Until Dawn as well. Yeah, that's
a Supermassive game Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Cool I like Supermassive games, so I can't see there's any reason I wouldn't play this sort of thing. And this, I don't know, some Dead by Daylight element comes into it that makes it bad, but hopefully it's not.
You don't want to reset the generators, Peg?
No, I don't want to reset the generators and be hooked onto a thing.
You're an animal.
Indeed.
One for you two, though. Visions of Mana.
Yes.
This was shown, and it's coming next year.
Yep.
Look very colourful, look very pretty, right? And it's coming to everything, even Xbox. Who would have thought that?
No Switch, not on Switch.
It's a Switch, yeah. Oh, maybe true.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't coming.
The trailer didn't have a Switch logo, but I don't know if since that they've corrected it. And again, it could be a Switch too. All of the other games are on Switch, so there's no reason why. Again,
yeah, that's what surprised me when it wasn't on Switch. I was like, well, the Mana game not on Switch.
Yeah, Trials of Mana I played on Switch. Is it Trials of Mana? What's the one they turned into a 3D game as well?
Yeah, Trials of Mana is the remake.
Really good game. Craigo, action RPG.
It looked a bit like Ni no Kuni.
It's very Ni no Kuni. Very, very Ni no Kuni. It's just like a hack and slashy kind of RPG. The Trials of Mana is great. I hope they'll port that to Xbox because that'd be a fun one for you to play. Yeah, good series. Senkin Detsu, love it.
Yeah, and coming next year, which is cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. So
could be JRPG of the year next year.
Probably not. Yeah, there's quite a lot coming out next year actually. All
different Square Enix game.
Well, there's an Atlas game coming out.
January.
Another Atlas game in February. Another Atlas game at the end of the year.
Yeah,
love it.
On to one which I don't think any of us will play, but it did look cool. Rise of the Ronin was shown and was given a date, March 22nd. This is yet another game from Team Ninja. They really spunk these games out now, don't they?
You mean Ghost of Sekiro Neo?
Yes, exactly that. It's going to be hard. One of you two will buy this. And you'll get to the first boss.
It's not going to be
either one of you. Yeah. That's my prediction. One of you will buy it. You'll get to the first box. It'll be hard, and you sell it, and we'll move on with our lives.
It comes out the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2, so I'll tell you what I'll be doing. I'll be playing Dragon's Dogma 2, mate.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 I think is £10
brutal.
Cheaper as well.
Why have they done that?
Idiocy.
Fuck that. Okay. Yeah. Next up was the Outlast trials, which I don't know what this is. What is this?
No from me.
It looks
what it is, Gregor.
like a Dead by Daylight type Outlast game thing.
So it's one for Twitch streamers then.
Yeah,
right, okay.
That's what they even had on the trailer. They had the Twitch streamers and stuff playing it and pretending to be scared and all that stuff.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, they were pretending they were doing their over-the-top reactions. Oh god, those poor people. They've sold their souls, haven't they? Next up, Dave. This was the highlight of the show for me. I don't know about you, but we had the yearly Hideo Kojima jerk-off session. This one was egregiously long this time. I don't know how long. It felt like it went on forever. I don't know how many times the poor man did spunk his pants, but it must have been several. But they did show. Well, I don't know if they did really show, but they announced his Xbox game again. It's now called OD. He's clarified now, though, hasn't he? That it doesn't stand for open the door or is it oxygen? Distraction or something like that.
We all know it stands for overdose. Like the rumored thing from when the game was a Stadia exclusive thing, was that it was called Overdose. But then that trailer also had like Margaret. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, and like going down in a hallway in like a red dress, and it was a horror thing, and yeah, she's nowhere to be seen. But again, Stadia's been dead for what, 2 years now, sort of thing. Yeah, but we all know. Yeah, I was waiting for Craig to say, was dead on arrival.
You're implying that it arrived, Craig.
It's still sailing towards us. It'll get there one day, Chris.
Yeah, so it obviously stands for overdose, the
Yeah.
OD. So,
And it's
and then
obviously
we
it's a horror game, right? But it's not a game. It's more than a game, right?
Yeah, and it's using the power of the cloud again. Why it was supposed to be a Stadia game? It's using the power of the cloud, whatever that means, sort of thing. Because remember,
My
Crackdown 3.
prediction is it means nothing, and it's just a normal game. And
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't really need the
Crackdown
cloud.
3, remember, is going to use the power of the cloud and stuff, and yeah.
And it's got nothing to do with the cloud. It's got that Stadia ran out of money, and Xbox had money, and that's why it's on Xbox, and nothing to do with the cloud. Is my thinking here, boys.
Yeah, and he's using meta-human tech from Epic and stuff like that. So, but the big thing was Jordan Peele is also here.
Yeah, and Jordan Peele makes pretty good movies, right? So that's cool, right?
And he said there's going to be other collaborators and stuff like that, but he couldn't say yet. So they're going to drag this out for a while. So he can be back next year with a different. With Del Toro's bound to be one of the ones, because Del Toro makes horror stuff as well. It'd be one of them people, and who else makes horror movies and things?
John Carpenter's still alive? Is he still a thing?
Possibly. So out comes John Carpenter and stuff like that. But then if he's having all these people, different thing, I'm thinking it's gonna be like lots of different stories or something in like some weird horror anthology thing. That's my prediction. Is like different stories, and each story's from like a different director. So here's the Jordan Peele one, here's the Del Toro one, here's the John Carpenter one, using these different meta-human actor things.
Interesting.
I honestly just blacked out the whole time.
Yeah. The only good things about this is it's a horror thing, right? It's not a shitty stealth game, so I at least give it a go when it eventually comes to Game Pass. But yeah. I mean, what I'm really looking forward to is next year we're going to have he's going to obviously show this again next year, and I'm sure it'll be Death Stranding 2 as well next year, so it'll be an even longer jerk-off session for Paul Kojima.
But this is next year's Death Stranding 2, but no, that I feel that game has to come out next year. So maybe Death Stranding 2 is shown at Summer Game Fest, gets a date for late next year, and then in December at the Game Awards he can then show Overdose and collect some awards for Death Stranding 2 while he's there as well.
There you go. But moving on from the Spunk Fest, Jurassic Park Survival was shown. It's a survival game. Jurassic Park, right, boys?
Apparently so.
And then back to Fortnite, we showed Rocket Racing.
So I do want to give it a try.
Kind of cool,
I'm going
actually.
to give it a try. I've just downloaded the Switch version because I figured handheld. Why not? So I'll give that a go.
Basically, you don't want to unlock any achievements and trophies, do you, Dave?
From my memory of Fortnite, all of the achievements and trophies are for the mode that no one played.
Oh yeah, and the actual Fortnite.
Yeah.
yeah. Can you even still play the actual Fortnite
I have
game?
no idea, Chris.
Because I'm pretty sure the disc version of that original game is quite expensive now. Because I think it might be the only way to play it.
Potentially, you might be right.
What a journey that's been on. What a journey. Next up was Black Myth Wukong, which is one of these Chinese, Asian-y games.
I thought this game had already come out.
Yeah. This is one of those games that I feel like I've convinced it never existed, but apparently it does exist because it's coming out on August 20th next year. It does look very pretty, but it's a Souls-like, right, boys? So that's a hard no from all of us.
Yeah. If there's a Souls-like playing next year, it's the Ronin game, it sounds like.
No. Then we had another trailer for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. This poor game, guys. This poor game. It's still happening. It's still a thing. It's still coming out.
Yeah. I feel this was the best trailer I've seen of it. But yeah, still. Yeah. It's be very interesting. How
you're not gonna play it. So
no.
It's what's it gonna get? 6s, maybe an odd 7.
Solid 7. Yeah. People like it. It'd be like Lies of P. People will like it. It's polished. People like those games, right? Not us, because we're not people, but.
But you said that me and you quite like the Avengers.
Did we?
Yeah,
We quite liked
we
it.
both finished it.
I didn't finish Avengers. I think Craig might have.
I finished it.
No, I didn't finish
Yeah.
it. I was like, this is
I thought you-
okay.
I thought you finished it.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. I got bored like everyone else. Punching robots.
There's a lot of punching robots. Talking about robots, though, Warframe is still a thing. That's still going. 10 years now. I've never played it. I never want to play it.
And they rolled out the 2 absolute mommies to let us know.
Yes. Yes, they did.
And they did. Yeah, it's still a good game though, Warface.
Yeah.
Warframe.
Up next, we had one of Dontnod's games, which is Banisher's Ghost of Eden.
Again, Dave passed out.
Which was apparently it reaffirmed February 13th, which is very close, actually. I don't know if I have much faith in this one, Chris. I don't know about you.
It's Dontnod. I either like that game or I don't like that game. I'm feeling this is what I don't like, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, hopefully it's good. It's a cool premise, isn't it? So, then it was a game called Ready or Not, and I am trying to tell you what this is, but I don't really know.
I have no idea.
No, moving on. To one which is pretty cool, which is the 2D like side scroller Tales of Kenzera.
Now this
EA
isn't
original, right?
This is an EA game. Yeah.
Yes.
So this will be on Plus EA Play at some point.
Yeah, and obviously they have a good track record generally of their EA originals, don't they? So I'm kind of hopeful for this, boys. Almost kind of remind me of the Prince of Persia game, though. Very similar, I thought.
Yes.
But still, I'm sure if it's coming, apparently it's coming April 23rd, so that will come towards the end of next year, I'd imagine, to EA Play, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
So we'll give it a go then.
They're normally about 9 months, aren't they? Something like that, based on Dead Space and Wild Hearts and stuff. So
yeah, and then another Don't Nod game for you, Chris. And that's Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. This is the Life is Strange guys, right?
Yes, they said this is the team that made Life is Strange, and so I'm actually excited for this. I say that, but out of the 3 and a bit Life is Strange games, there's 1, 2, 3 Colors and Before the Storm. 2 of them are made by Deck 9, and then 2 of them are Don't Nod. I don't think Life is Strange 2 is that good. I think it's the worst of the Life is Strange games. And obviously I've played like Twin Mirror, which was similar to that. That's not very good. But then Tell Me Why is quite good, and I guess it's that team because Tell Me Why was quite a while ago. And they're using the same art style for Life is Strange. So I'm getting like from the trailer like Stranger Things vibes with like the 4 kids, but then it ends where they're like, what did she say, like 25 years later, and is there like a HBO show or something called Yellow Jackets where they were kids and now
it really does remind me of that. I'm watching the trailer now. It's got like the 90s like grunge, like when in the flashback, and then it flashes forward to them all being
I've never
old.
watched it. But I've seen like trailers or whatever for like that show and like Stranger and like that. That's what I'm getting from it. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
next year, right. late next year, I think they said.
Yeah, it doesn't say here, but I'm sure you're right. It does sound right for late next year.
Yeah, so Banishers at the start, this at the end. So yeah, could be a good year for Don't Nod. Could be too Harmony Falls and Reveries, couldn't it? So
it could be. Then we had the return of Berserker, which is a franchise I'd never heard of. And this was like a action-y, cartoony game. Is this a Souls-like, or is this actually a real video game?
It's described as like God of War.
Ooh, okay.
And I think it looked really, really, really cool.
Yeah, I thought that, but the problem with these games is, so you look at them, you think that looks amazing, then you realise it's a Souls-like, and you lose all interest. But yeah, if it is God of War, then that is something we can maybe look forward to.
It was definitely one that I looked at and I was like, okay.
I'd never heard of Berserker. Is this like an old franchise or something?
No, I assumed originally it was a link to Berserk, which obviously is a thing, but no.
No.
But yeah, this looks very, very good, and it's coming to
Yeah.
Xbox.
It is, yeah. So yeah, hopefully it's not fucking cheap. So I was like, and then there's a weird delirious part of the show where Skull and Bones was showed, boys. It's
They
still
got a
alive.
date.
It's still
got a
coming.
date.
It's
They got a
February
date.
16th, which is very close. And there's a beta coming soon, I think, as well.
Another one.
Closed beta in December, it says here, which you can register now, boys.
Just
I won't be
What extreme this could be, I'm thinking
excuse
right
the
now.
pun, but the level of which the boat has been missed on Skull and Bones, which was
I
like,
know.
oh yeah, Black Flag. Black Flag was an Xbox One launch title in 2013.
That
Came out
is
on the Wii
crazy.
U, Craig. That's how long ago that happened. But
Yeah, that poor game. Next up was an exciting one, though. We had Arcane Leon's next game being briefly announced, and it's Marvel's Blade, boys. Which did kind of leak a little bit on Twitter the day before for me. So I did kind of though, but I was kind of didn't believe it. But it was a cool little CGI trailer, right?
It will be amazing. But my curiosity is what platforms it comes to, if it comes to Game Pass, if it comes to
Oh, it'll come to Game Pass.
PS5.
There's no way Microsoft will make a game now and not put it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful.
I don't think it comes to
it's
PS5.
just that it was weirdly not said. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what the thing there's a
Because
whole
obviously Indiana
article
Jones is
Windows
the same, right?
Windows Central about it. It's like this is like the biggest award show. Loads of people are going to tune in, and you've not plastered the Xbox logo over a Marvel game. What? Yeah.
But we don't know what the deal is as well. We don't know what
Yeah,
Marvel
we don't know.
Games' deal is with it.
Yeah.
So
I would think I would be pretty peeved if I was Xbox though. It's like, of Disney's like forced them to make this exclusive multi-format, yet Spider-Man and Wolverine has stayed exclusive.
I don't think it's going to be multi-format.
No,
I
I just
don't think
think
they would have agreed to that.
Yeah, I don't know. But we most probably won't be playing it. They said they've literally just started development, so
Yeah, so it's going to be a long way out. Isn't it?
let me know in 2028 or something.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
5 years. That's
I
5 years
feel
from now.
like
5
that
years from now.
is like part of the agreement with these games, though, right? That they have to be shown early with these Marvel Studios and the Lucasfilm games as well. Because obviously
There was that Star
Wolverine
Wars
was
game. There was
shown
just that-
early, wasn't it? Indiana Jones was shown early. That KOTOR remake was showed really early.
Yeah,
But
I
it
was
doesn't
thinking
seem
of
to be part
the
of the
Quantum
agreement.
Dream Star Wars
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
Eclipse or something. It was called.
Yeah,
They said they only just started development, so
yeah.
But
So
this
it's got to
thing
be in the
shows-
contract somewhere.
this is the thing. It's going to take at least 3 years, maybe 5. So, it's 2026, 2028 sort of thing. So it could even be Series X2 and PS6 and stuff, and your 6080s or something for PCs.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we had Last Sentinel, which I don't know what this is. It's a futuristic open world game. And the CGI trailer showed off robot cops smashing their way into a sanctuary, apparently. Before getting wrecked by the demon. Oh, yeah, this did look pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, and had like the little girl saying "mummy," and then it's like an android like woman or something, which really reminded me of Binary Domain.
Quite, you've pulled that one up from somewhere, haven't you, Pengy?
That's made by the user team, Craig. So we love that.
Yeah, I never played that back in the day. It always looked really good.
Yeah.
cool.
So that's one again that we'll see in 5
Yeah,
years.
just
time,
another.
so.
Unfortunately, because it was a CG trailer and nothing else, it just looked a lot like everything else.
Yeah,
and that's what was the problem.
Yeah.
Next was the first Descendant, which was announced for next year. I don't know what this is.
It's kind of similar to the one before, to be honest.
I believe this has also already had betas and stuff, and is it not like a Destiny type clone thing?
Oh, that's going to end badly, then, isn't it?
I'm
Something
sure...
that won't end badly, though, will print money, and Chris will be interested in this for about 2 minutes. Zenless Zone Zero, which is hard to say. Got another trailer. You'll talk about this for ages, Chris, and then you'll get it and you'll play it for about 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I still need to go back to Honkai Star Rail.
Oh, yeah, of course you will. Yeah. Of course you're going back to that.
That 4 hours I played was pretty good. I've just not gone back to it. I don't know if it's because it's free to play and I know it's like always there. I'm like, yep, I can go back to that at some point. Same with this. I'm like, download it, play 3-4 hours, get my wolf dude or something. And I'm like, I've got my wolf dude, and yeah, and then not go back to it for
Yeah, I
ages.
think that's
I have
a
too
hard no
much
for me.
to
I think.
play games at the moment.
100%. Then we had Mecha Break, which is a fast-paced multiplayer mecha combat game.
I was
Which looked pretty cool,
so
actually.
confused that this wasn't a Gundam Wing game or a Demon X Machina sequel.
Mm.
I was like, where is the Gundam thing getting announced? And it's just a generic mech game. Which
Yeah,
looks
when I
fine,
saw
but...
this, I thought it was a Gundam, like a new Gundam game. I thought, well, it can't be Armored Core, and it can't be Zone of the Enders and stuff. It must be a new Gundam game, and then yeah, it's just generic mech game.
Sad times.
Mm.
But one for you, Dave. I know you're excited about this. Space Marine 2.
So excited.
Had a trailer and a release date, but that release date's a long way away. It feels like September 9th.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'd rather them spend time on it. It doesn't, it's going to be a good game when it comes out, if it comes out later in the year, right? So yeah, really excited for this. Probably one of my most anticipated games for next year. Weirdly,
It does look pretty banging.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Next up, we have a cooperative horror shooter called GTFO. Apparently, this was shown in 2017's Game Awards, but I don't know.
Is this not out?
So it's out. This was a trailer for like a new
The 1.0 or something.
yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah, and then didn't they announce that they were making a game called Den of Wolves, and no one seemed to care.
Yeah, and then when they didn't they do a trade? Didn't they do like 3 trailers in a row? Actually, they did
They
something.
do Exoborn as well. Was that them?
Possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly. No one cares. One for you though, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
For VR, Asgard Wrath 2. This was one of the better VR games, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one was a PC VR only game, so I never have had the opportunity to play the first one. It's very good, and then obviously this one is coming to the Quest 2 and Quest 3 because that's the biggest audience of VR.
and it's free with the Quest 3, I believe.
And it's free with the Quest 3. No, you had to buy it before a certain point, I think, the Quest 3, and so...
Yeah, it's one of those... Like,
it's coming soon as well.
Yeah, it's coming
this
week.
Like, if Silksong had been dated or something in this of, like, next year, it would have maybe took Asgard Wrath as a punt for its replacement on Fantasy Critic, sort of thing. Because there's not much coming out, but I could see it reviewing quite well. From the plus obviously from the people that play it are going to be VR people, so
it looks good, but it just doesn't look good enough to grab into VR. Like it's the constant VR problem, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Plus, also it's got like something like 150 hours worth of content. That's a lot of time to spend in VR.
Yeah, but that's great if you have it. Like that's great if you're a VR, but it's like it's only on one VR setup again. It's like
yeah,
God, there we go.
Yeah. We then wheeled out the Fallout TV actors.
Yeah.
We got them on stage and we showed some more Fallout TV, which looks weirdly good still.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I don't trust Prime. I don't trust Prime for that kind of stuff. So.
I don't, but we'll see, like you said. And then one for you. Oh no, you hate the Switch now. Sorry, Bengals. But we had a trailer for Palia, which apparently is a cozy games meets Zelda. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is apparently.
That was the only Switch game shown.
Sad times. And it was quickly shown next by Sean Murray coming out. It's a blast from the past, isn't it? Yeah, I think he talked about No Man's Sky for a bit, and then he announced the next game called Light No Fire. And this is the game which is a planet, right?
So basically, it's like medieval No Man's Sky, but just on one planet. It looked really good. I mean, and I'm told that No Man's Sky now is a really good game.
And they spent 5 years already developing this.
Yeah,
so.
I think they've learned their lesson, to be honest. He looked like a much more aged... He looked like a man now, he looked like a child when they did the original... I remember, again, we did do No Man's Sky coverage on the original version of this podcast. And you see, the difference in our ages and his age is actually quite disgusting. But yes, I think this looks really cool. I really want to give No Man's Sky another go. I really do. It's on Game Pass. I need to just load it up and give it a go because I got a taste of that type of game with Starfield, and I kind of feel like No Man's Sky at this point might do it better. But,
I just feel with playing a game like No Man's Sky, and we talked about Warframe briefly like earlier. It's like you load it off this game, this game that's been out for 10 years. Like I feel you'd just be bombarded.
Oh,
with,
absolutely.
stuff popping up and things like, go so and so. This is the the frontier base. Do so and so. I'm like, what am I meant to be doing? There's so much content now. I
the
don't know where
Borderlands
to
problem
go.
for me. Every time I get an urge to play one of the Borderlands games, or the only versions of those games you can really get now are the full DLC versions. So you load up like, I don't know, Borderlands 2, and you're like, here is 14 different DLCs that have come out. Here's 4 different DLC characters. And you're like, oh, where do I start? But yeah, I think this looks really cool. I'm willing to give them a second go, because of how good No Man's Sky appears to be now. And like I said, I've been really tempted to give it a go on on Game Pass.
It's on Plus as well, isn't it? Oh, am I misremembering that?
No idea.
No.
And we are getting to the end now, boys. After what was a long show, but we then had some Final Fantasy 16 DLC announced. One which is it out now? I think it is.
It's out now.
Yeah, because I got an update for it. I had to wait for that
out
update.
now.
So.
It's got new trophies. It's 2.5 hours long. Apparently, the first bit.
How much is it?
$7.99, or it's part of the season pass thing, which is 20. So I'm guessing the next expansion is going to be, because £8 makes 16. So I'm presuming the next one's going to be like
bigger and better.
Bigger and better, and it's like 15-16 quid on its own or something, and it's like 5-6 hours long. Plus, I think it's coming like mid next year or something like that. The other one, and it's going to have Leviathan in it and stuff. So yeah,
I'm guessing you'll be all over this, though, Peng.
Yes.
Love it.
Would rather die in a fire.
Yeah, sad times. We then had the finals.
Which is now out properly.
Which they like shadow drop this, but they didn't. They weren't particularly clear about it. I felt. This is out, and people seem to really like this. It looks pretty good.
I got a message from someone from work, and it was like, "You're gonna jump on?" I was like, "No, I'm not jumping on to the finals."
Is it free to play?
It's free to play.
Oh, okay, that's quite cool. This is obviously from Battlefield X guys, isn't it? So it's all very destructible. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Environment and stuff like that.
Yeah, people are very hot on it. Very, very hot on it.
There's something like you have to deposit your cash or something. And,
it's like a game show. It's like
all of the games that Sony announced.
Yeah,
but that actually looks good.
It's actually come out.
Yes. The maps design looks really cool as well. I thought from the little bits I've been watching the last day or two.
But if you want someone to play, then they're playing it on PlayStation at the moment. You can get into little parties.
That's not where you play first-person shooters. Let's be honest.
Nah.
And then finally, boys, we ended with the reveal of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Wait. We had a Final Fantasy 16 7 trailer. We had a new trailer for Rebirth.
Okay, well, we had that. And then we had announced, Monster Hunter Wilds, which they showed a trailer for. I thought it was quite an underwhelming trailer, to be honest with you. And they ended it with 2025, which felt strange. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like this was a weird thing to end the show on, because I didn't think that, I'm excited for the next Monster Hunter World. I'm sure we all are.
Yeah.
This didn't make me any more or less excited. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because we all knew it's like one of those things, it's coming, but you don't need a trailer like this to go, yeah, it was definitely coming, sort of thing. And they didn't show much. We just showed riding a little monster for a bit, and the
really
whole thing
looked like a concept trailer more than a game trailer, if that makes sense. It really did so the big gimmick this time is there's going to be lots of stuff on screen. You're going to be able to ride and probably catch and ride certain monsters. Flying is going to be much more of a thing than it has previously. I mean, it's one of those, you can't not have faith in these devs. So to me,
it's open world. So I heard someone say this like a genuine open world.
I heard rumors there's open world, and obviously the weather is going to play a big part of it or something. So yeah,
you'd be interested again. Obviously, when they show us some actual, they'll do a big direct or whatever and show us, right? But I think
they got their 20th anniversary stream thing next year. I think it's February and March or something. And it'd be interesting if they have anything for the 25th anniversary, like a HD remaster of like 4 Ultimate or something like that, maybe. I don't know.
I'd be surprised if they remaster anything. I don't think that fits that type of game. They did that cross and generations, right, when they would want to revamp content. And they've only just put out the other games on the HD consoles. So all it says to me is I've got at least a year if I want to go back to Rise and All Worlds. So, and I have had the urge to go back to Rise. So I think I might just do that. But yeah, it looks cool.
Gives you plenty of time for Dragon's Dogma 2 as well, which is, I guess that's what they're all in on as well, aren't they, at the moment?
They'll get a lot of tech from that game that they'll use in this game, and it's like, okay, I don't think we can have.
And they've got that weird.
Capcom, can we?
And then they got like Path of Goddess next year as well, and stuff like that, haven't they?
So they'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be good.
Bits and pieces, yeah.
And that was it. That was the show. It's a very, very long one, boys. About 3.5 hours, right? Dave, you stayed up, you fool. So you must have been up until 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, and then I got up at like 8:50 to go to work, and then I had my work's night out in the evening, so I was pretty tired.
That's savage. I was tempted, and then I watched the football, and that finished about 10:15, and I was like, no, I'm going to bed right now. I'm zonked.
We started watching it in bed, and then it was like, well, I've started now, I can't really not find out what happens. But it was a lot of unnecessary stuff, but I thought overall it was fine. I'm looking forward to some of the games they showed. It's pointless calling it a Game Awards show because it just isn't, and I could have done without the circle jerks in the middle of it because I just don't care about Kojima. Just don't care.
Yeah,
he's made one half decent game, and that's it. He's not Miyamoto. Stop pretending he's Miyamoto because he's not.
Yeah, I think Jeff's come out and basically said that they're gonna change it next year, aren't
they?
But
he says it every year.
They obviously
every year everyone's like, oh yeah.
And also next year's the 10th anniversary in there, so they're gonna go he's gonna go even bigger with this and stuff of what,
It's gonna be 6 hours long next year.
It would not surprise me at this point.
It's gonna have Kojima on stage, Neil Druckmann on stage.
Don't say such horrible things, Pinky.
He's gonna have Sam Lake on stage. He's gonna have everyone, all his mates.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Game Awards. I'm gonna cut Pinky off because my mind cannot take any more. So yes, thank you for watching the show. Tell us what you liked about the Game Awards. Tell us why Chris was so bad at predicting them.
I wasn't bad at predicting the awards. I was bad at predicting what was going to be at the award show.
You were just bad, Pinky. Just accept your fate. But yes, if you got this far, please comment Steam Deck just to let us know that you got this far, and drop a like, drop a subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.